Though they may have owned or driven vehicles that have been bought or sold through the auction process, most drivers are completely unaware of the action that takes place in these highly charged, energetic environments. One look in here, and most people would be fascinated and probably a bit overwhelmed. This is a different world. A lot is accomplished here, and you are a big part of what makes it work. There's danger here, too, a very unusual form of danger. One glance and you know that if things don't go just right, trouble can quickly follow. But if you understand how the system works, and if you are ready for what may happen, you can prevent trouble. Your safety and the safety of hundreds or even thousands of people you will never meet will be in your hands. And safety, we've learned, has everything to do with driver awareness. As a driver in any traffic flow, awareness and driver skills are all that separate you from conflict. But here, you need to take your awareness and skills to a new level, and we can help you do it. We are going to introduce you to a proven system of advanced driver training. The Smith system has been used by over half the current Fortune 500 organizations. What works for them out there will work for you in here. The system is built around three simple concepts: space for the vehicle, visibility for the driver, and time to make decisions. And these are the 5 keys of the Smith system. These keys will deliver the space, visibility, and time that are so essential to accident-free driving. Aim high in steering. Get the big picture. Keep your eyes moving. Leave yourself an out. And make sure they see you. Here's how they work. As you drive, there is a direct connection between how much time you have to make decisions and the quality of the decisions you make. When you aim high, you look out to where your vehicle will be in about 15 seconds. That gives you extra time to think about problems in the making while there is still time to adjust. When you look ahead around turns and when you advance your eyes well ahead of the vehicle, you turn the unexpected into the expected. This is a concept called eye lead time, and it will serve you well. Now, the next key is get the big picture. This is a picture like no other you will experience in the driving world. This is a rapidly changing picture filled with the unanticipated. The big picture is a large 360-degree circle. If you overlook any of it, you will be counting on others to keep you out of trouble, and they may disappoint you. With the big picture, you'll be in charge of your driving destiny. Now, our third key is keep your eyes moving. Lazy eyes deprive drivers of the information they need to make good decisions. At some point, the auction cycle may seem routine to you. Despite all of the action around you, you may feel a little bored. You may experience days during which you'll feel tired. Perhaps your attention will lapse. But this type of behavior can quickly lead to disaster. If you drop your guard, you might be just a few seconds from trouble. Active, curious eyes can shift the safety balance in your favor. There can be a tendency among drivers to stare ahead when moving vehicles through the auction cycle. After all, there's plenty up there to draw and hold your attention. But trouble can come from any direction, and you need to be ready for it. Again, space, visibility, and time are your tools. Think of the whole auction area as a large, volatile intersection. Vehicles and people can come at you from anywhere, and at some point, they probably will. Active eyes will help you remain aware of your rapidly changing situation. To stay trouble-free around here, you'll need this key. Key 4 is leave yourself an out. You can think of this as a plan to deal with sudden change. Space is your best friend here. And as you'll see, space often seems to be impossible to find during some segments of the auction loop. But even small amounts of space can insulate you from trouble. We'll show you how to position your vehicle to make the most of the space available to you. Coupled with good awareness and anticipation skills, Key 4 can help you remain in control when things get tight and regain control when someone else makes a mistake. Okay, our last key is make sure they see you. Key 5 is about communication. Out there or in here, people can be very focused, but their focus may not be on you. Yet, for reasons of safety, maybe it should be. Eye contact can be important because your vehicle will be moving through an area that's loaded with pedestrians. Now, it's true that you'll never get eye contact from all of these people, but you won't really need it. What you will need is a strategy to help you determine who should see you and how you can make that visual communication happen. All right, let's take you through the auction process using the Smith system and the 5 keys. This is Jim Smith. Jim is the Senior Vice President of Smith System. Jim is going to drive you around the auction cycle and demonstrate some of the skills that can help you safely manage what can sometimes be a very chaotic environment. The auction cycle can be broken into 6 distinct parts: entering the vehicle, lot driving, approaching auction lanes, arriving at the auction block, exiting the auction block, and parking. Jim will show you how to use the 5 keys to safely cope with each of the auction segments. These keys will help you achieve the cycle of safety again and again as you take vehicles through the auction process. Segment 1, entering the vehicle. Use proper footwear. Scan the area around the vehicle. Secure your seatbelt. Familiarize yourself with the brake and accelerator locations. Place your feet on the brake and/or the clutch. And start the vehicle. Test the brakes. Remove the keys and give them to a manager if any safety problems exist. And finally, turn the radio off and set the air conditioner or heater.
All right, I've just checked the rear of the vehicle along this side, and as I move to the front of the vehicle, I'll check it for any obstacles. I'll also look underneath it just real quick to see if there's anything back there. My eyes will roll up alongside the vehicle. I'll look underneath that as well. As I open the door, I have a good view of the pedals. This is a good time to find out whether this is an automatic transmission or standard. Also a good time to see where the brake pedal is and the gas pedal, how big those pedals are. So when I get in, I don't accidentally step on the wrong pedal.
Segment 2, lot driving. Stay at or below posted speed limits. Maintain proper vehicle spacing. Scan all intersections. And watch for pedestrians.
As I come up along this Suburban, it's got tinted windows. I don't know whether or not somebody's behind the wheel there. I'm looking in the mirror, I can't see well. So I'll tap the horn and I'll drop my speed just a little bit. See whether or not I can actually catch them. There's nobody behind the wheel there. I'm going to go down the center of this lane. Key number 4 is leave yourself an out. And by going down the center of this lane, I build a little more space, especially when there's a guy working under the hood. I come up into this area, I'm scanning, getting the big picture.
Segment 3, approaching auction lanes. Remain aware of all pedestrian activity. Have your foot on the brake and the vehicle in park or neutral anytime the vehicle is stopped. Maintain enough distance between vehicles so you can see the bottom of the rear tires of the vehicle in front of you. Keep your speed very low and remain alert and very aware.
As I ease out here nice and slow, I'm going to leave a good space cushion between myself and that Jeep. That space right there may someday save me from tragedy, pinching a dealer between myself and the next vehicle. If he rolls back or my foot slips off the brake for some reason and I move forward, you're only seconds away from pinching a dealer in there. We've had that happen in a number of different auction houses. So one of the things we try to do is stay back. Key 4, whenever I do stop, I want to put my brake on and I want to, at this point, put my vehicle in park. If I've got a standard, I'm going to put it in neutral. I want to stop back so I can see the top and bottom of that tire in front of me. If you notice, I've got a little extra space beyond that. That's not a problem. Stopping closer doesn't get me there faster. It just makes a little less room for safety and for visibility reasons. I notice that there are some people that are talking to others. There's some people that are looking at cars in other lanes that are crossing through my lane to get to those lanes. Notice that there's some people with sheets that they're reading, some people on phones. And for me, I need to determine which one is my risk, my high risk factor, and try to get some eye contact from that individual. That's where I see them looking at me or my vehicle. Closest thing I have to guarantee you that the average adult won't step out in front of me. Now, if I've got no eye contact for somebody, then I got to do something to get that eye contact. And if you feel there's danger present, a tap of the horn would be one way of getting it. But if you aren't sure, if you don't know, don't go. Key number 3, I'm keeping my eyes moving through the environment, trying to pick up all that's going on around me, and not only in front of me to right angles, but to the sides and to the rear. That's our big picture we talk about with key number 2. As I aim high and steering and I'm readying myself to enter this building, you can see how these walls on either side of this doorway form a vision barrier. It doesn't let me see what's on the other side of this. And on the other side of that, it doesn't let people see what's coming. I'm sure that if they were paying attention and thinking, they would think there's a car coming through that doorway, but the reality is that's not the case all the time. I'm looking for eye contact as I move up into the barn, and in this area where I've got a number of people, I see that most of these folks are very intent on a number of things, anything from buying the vehicle in the next lane to looking at what's coming up in the future, to talking to somebody on the phone, as we have a couple of guys here to my left, and I can look at their eyes and tell you that they're not aware of what's going on around them. Key number 5, make sure they see you, is getting that eye contact, making sure that the people that are going to enter your path are aware that you're there and that you're moving.
Segment 4. Arriving at the auction block. When the vehicle is stopped, place the transmission in park or neutral and keep your foot on the brake. Roll down the window so you can hear the auctioneer. And be very cautious as you move through the auction lane.
As we stop in the house, we need to have good space between us and the next vehicle. Key number 4 is leave yourself an out, and that's what we're doing by carrying that space. Should somebody pop a hood, dealer pull a linkage, rev the engine, and that thing drop into reverse, or maybe they've got it in reverse for some reason, they mispark, and they slip off the brake, that could be a problem. It could pinch a dealer between us and that LS, so we'd like to carry that good space cushion there. As I move up into this crowd, I'm looking for anybody that could possibly step out in front of me. One of the ways I tell that is by watching their feet. It tells me which way they're going to point their feet in the direction they're going to move next, so it's an indicator for me. Just like watching somebody out in the yard, as I look at their tires touch the ground, the angle of the tires will tell me which way they intend to go next. Again, I'm scanning to the sides of me too. People will open doors at this point. They'll check to see what the interior looks like. May put their arm in here and want me to turn on the air conditioner and make sure that works. All these things are things I need to be ready for.
Segment 5. Exiting the auction block. Avoid cutting the exit turn too tight. Beware of pedestrians and vehicles in blind areas as you exit the building. Maintain the proper vehicle speed. And keep a space cushion around the vehicle.
As I move out of this building, I've got an obstruction to my left, so I'm going to just take this nice and easy. As I look out here, I've got a traffic director. I'm using him. Also using the next one as guides. They're not going to make decisions for me, but they'll help me make my decision. They'll be part of that decision-making process.
Segment 6. Parking. Use pull-through parking. Do not back the vehicle on sale day. Put the vehicle in park or neutral if you have a manual transmission. And set the emergency brake. Turn the ignition off. And walk to the next vehicle with caution. Every auction is different. In fact, every trip through these lanes will be like no other. Average drivers don't usually have all of the rapid-fire variables to handle that you do. Distracted people will be surrounding you. Their lack of attention will add to your responsibility. Will this guy step in front of you? Will the man cleaning the floor remain on the sidelines? What about the man in the tan jacket? Is he a threat to himself and to you? This represents just a few seconds of the auction cycle. You may be interacting with different drivers. The dealers and pedestrians who will surround you will be a different mix than were in place just a few minutes before. Each pass through this dynamic area represents a new challenge to your safety skills. You're charged with navigating an assortment of vehicles through a complex mass of objects and people, and you need to be ready for whatever this hub of activity can throw at you. But as we've shown, these keys can help you reduce the danger. They can help you anticipate trouble, and they can help you find reliable solutions to unexpected problems. Use these keys to safely handle the cycle of safety again and again. Thanks to your skill, you and the people that will surround you can safely and efficiently move these vehicles through the auction process. Your safety is our goal, and as we strive to achieve it, we are very grateful for your help. Thank you for your time.